Hey there, YTYG. I'm Megan, and I'm the surprise that Tasha mentioned. So, surprise! I'm really excited to start contributing to YTYG, and I'm thrilled that Alan and Tasha and Thomas invited me. So, I'm super duper pumped. So, just a little bit about me. I'm a college student, and I'm studying graphic design and art history and French. I'm really bad at making decisions, so I figured I'd just do all three. I like being outside and going camping, drinking coffee. I love Calvin and Hobbes. I totally want to have a little blonde child and name him Calvin, and I hope he's a terror and a menace just like Calvin. I love to read right now, since Alan and Thomas and Tasha shared their books that they're reading right now. Well, that was a couple months ago, huh? But this is what I'm reading right now. It's Anna Karenina. It's a very large Russian novel. Look how tiny the text is in this book. Anyways, so it's a classic, and I sort of have a little hang up with classics. I think I need to read all of them. So, reading Anna Karenina right now. And I like crossword puzzles, and my favorite color is orange. So, enough about me. Let's chat about Jonah. So, Thomas and Tasha have already told you the beginning of the story. And so here we are. The last verse of chapter 2 says, "So the Lord spoke to the fish, and it vomited Jonah onto the dry land." Yum. Can you imagine that first gasp of breath air that Jonah took after being in that fish for 3 days and nights? I'm sure it was like being reborn, literally. So again, God calls on Jonah to take his message to Nineveh, and this time, Jonah obeyed. So I'm just going to stop for a second and point out that God's will and calling cannot be ignored. Jonah tried, and look where he ended up. Thrown overboard, eaten by a big fish, vomited out by said fish, and still on the road to Nineveh, just as God asked. Romans 11:29 says, "For the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable." Jonah exercised his free will in his disobedience, trying to run away to Tarshish, but cannot escape God's call, and so after some well-deserved consequences, is still on the road to Nineveh. So in the next few verses, Jonah arrives in Nineveh and delivers the message, and the response is amazing. They repent immediately, mourning their sin and turning from it. Even the king humbles himself before the Lord, and the city is saved. In this tiny book, in this tiny chapter, we see the will of God working in mighty ways. He uses a man that's unwilling and hates the people of Nineveh to deliver a message, and he does so, as we'll see in chapter 4, with no faith that it'll help, and in fact, he doesn't want it to help. God used Jonah to save the entire city of Nineveh. He used one unkind and disbelieving man to bring about the salvation of hundreds of thousands. Craziness. So as I wrap it up here, I want you all to consider the might of God's preordained plan and the mysterious ways in which he works. Consider who or what he's using in your life to sanctify you, or whose life he's using you to influence, even if you don't want to or are unaware of it. Comment and let me know what you think, and it was nice to meet all of you.